The next thing down there on your list is it talks about our offices. So we now have 32 office locations. I was opening to see if yours had 30 or 32, but 32 is what the new one is. We've just added Winchester and Richmond to our list there, so if you're curious about that. So we have 32 locations. So a year ago at this time, I was standing up here and we had 21 locations. Donnie, what is going on with you? Are you insane? Why have you gone from 21 to 32 locations in the middle of a pandemic? Did anybody tell you that people are working from home? Yes, they did. There's a couple reasons that I think the real estate office is super important, and it's going to continue to be important growing forward in our industry. One, look, it's true, we could all work out of the back of our cars, right? And we could be successful. But I think people love having an office that they can go to, you know, especially once we get more and more away from COVID, where we can have more office meetings, we can have those happy hours, we can eat bagels with people, we can have company sales meetings where we talk about what's going on in the industry, what's going good, what's going bad, what's working for you. How did you get that last client? What's going on with your open house? Oh, you're doing that for the appraisals? We need that interaction with each other. Because when you sit at home and things aren't going well, you stare at the same four walls every day, you get no fresh ideas, you get no interaction, and it can be a lonely business. And all of a sudden, the loneliness feeds on top of each other and you become less and less successful over time. I want to provide opportunities for you to get that juice. If I've got offices all over the place, within 15 or 20 minutes wherever you are, you can go get that juice, even if it's once a month, twice a month, or every day. If you're somebody like me, look, I've got 4 young kids. I guess they're not that young anymore, but I've got 4 kids. Look, when I was in real estate, I could not work from home. I love my family, but if I tried to work there, no chance I could focus, okay? So maybe you just need an office to get out of the place. Having these offices gives you that place to go. The second reason is, even if you're not somebody that's big on needing the office, you want a place to meet clients. Look, in the past, maybe you'd meet at Starbucks or McDonald's or wherever. And we can't even, first of all, we're not allowed to do that anymore in most circumstances, right, because of COVID. But even if we were, sometimes that's not as comfortable. Isn't it great to come back to your own office? It's a great professional environment. You can sit in the conference room and talk over the most important decision of their lives, whether it's, you know, we're deciding what to offer on this deal, or how to write this contract, or which contract to pick, or how to discuss things. It's great to have that office that while you're out looking at homes, you can sit, meet. If it's too hot, cool down. If it's too cold, warm up, and sit with those clients and have a positive experience. So we'd love to have that office where anybody can come and meet their clients. When you join Sampson Properties, you don't just join one office. If you join, you're like, oh, I'm Sampson Properties Bethesda. That's fine, great. I don't care. You are all of us. We're one big happy family. You can go to Silver Spring and Kensington and Clarksville. And if you're across the river, you can go to McLean or Vienna or Tyson's or whatever, Arlington. Whichever the closest office is to you, wherever you're showing houses that day, you pop in, sit in the conference room, meet your clients, sit at the drop-in desk, do some work, print out. You get to use them all as your own. Later, I'm going to show you how you can get into every single one of our offices, 24/7 access. That's right, 24/7 access to any of our offices. Unless they shut it, some of the buildings might close at midnight or 1, but that's out of my control. But for the most part, 24/7 access to our offices. The third reason that I have a lot of offices and will continue to is a little bit selfish for both of us, but I told you, look, the 345 fees are not paying for everything we do. All the staff and the tools and all the things that I'm going to talk to you about, 345 fees can't pay that all, right? Well, I asked people, for all the things I'm going to give you last hour, is try to use our title company. Well, if I have Cardinal Title Group and they just say they're in our headquarters here in Chantilly, and I ask you to use them, well, if I can't get to you and serve you where you want to be, then it's not reasonable to ask for that. Back 10 years ago, I'd be out in Alexandria working hard. I'd ratify a contract. I'd say Cardinal Title Group. Then the listing agent and the seller would look at me, or my buyer would say, "Where's Cardinal Title Group?" I'd say, "Oh, it's in Chantilly." Come on, Donnie, be reasonable. You can't ask us to go 45 minutes away to go to closing. You got to have a closer option. Well, if I have offices every 15 or 20 minutes all over the DMV, well now, no matter where you are, you can say, oh, we're going to close in Silver Spring today. We're going to close in Bowie today. We're going to close in White Marsh today. We're going to close wherever it is that's close to you. We've got staff in almost every single one of these offices for Cardinal Title Group, real-life processors and closers on the scene that you can meet with, talk with every day, wherever your home office is. And we can close in all of our locations. Yes, we can close wherever, but it's better to close in offices in almost all circumstances because, The first time something goes wrong, you'd rather be there to have printers and staff and everywhere to make sure it goes right and you can get to closing as soon as possible. So that's another reason that we continue to build so many offices around. You can use any of our offices wherever you want, print, Wi-Fi, conference rooms, all that kind of fun stuff. You can rent private offices. So if you want an office with a locked door, that kind of stuff, they rent out from $250 to $500 a month. And they're available in almost every location. A couple of them are close to full, but we try to always keep offices available for everybody to meet in. The right side of the page talks about some of our growth. Oh, these numbers almost stagger me to talk about a little bit. We added over 1,200 realtors last year. So far this year, we're adding anywhere from 125 to 150 realtors a month right now so far in 2021. We are over 4,000 realtors in our company. That's truly amazing and really humbling. The humbling part about that, which is the part with all of this, look, there's days that you're running a big company like this and you're like, oh, this is bogging me down, this is bogging me down. We're never going to get every little thing right. And I think being a leader sometimes that stresses you out, trying to get everything right. But I'll be the first one to tell you, we're never going to get everything right, but our heart's going to be in the right place. We're going to be working hard every day to make this a better company and more successful. Well, the part that makes me sleep well at night is this. 85% of the people that join our company were referred by one of our current Sampson realtors. And we don't pay big referral bonuses or 2% of their downline forever like some companies or whatever the case may be. They just do it because they think it's the best place for their friends to work at. That is so awesome and so fulfilling on my end because it means if I'm building a company that realtors love to be a part of and love to work at, then the rest will take care of itself. My clients when I sold homes were my buyers and sellers. Well, now my clients are my family of realtors. I want to make sure that this company is better every single day for you to work in. And if it is, the rest will take care of itself. You'll sell more homes. You'll be happy. You'll use Cardinal Title Group because you're happy. And when people ask you, how do you like Sampson? You're going to be like, I flippin' love it there. You should come there tomorrow. And that's the culture and the business that we're creating right now. And that's why it's growing so much and we're getting so many recruits. And that's what I'm super thankful about. So we're growing, we've got a lot of offices, a lot of agents. Some of the stuff below that is pretty cool as well. So I'm bragging on our agents here. I didn't sell one of these houses. But in 2019, we were number 44 in the Real Trends 500, which is the 500 biggest companies in the country. We were ranked 44th with $3.8 billion in sales. So $3.8 billion in sales. Well, below that you see that the new numbers come out here at the end of March, so we're going to get new rankings, so I can stop talking about 2019 rankings. But they've gone up we went up from $3.8 billion to $5.6 billion last year. That's a 47% increase. That should put us in the top 25 in the country as far as real estate brokerages. In transactions, we went up from 8,759 to 12,359 last year, which was a 41% increase in transactions. It's amazing. It's awesome, and I'm super thankful for it. Again, those are our great realtors out there. I didn't sell one of those. Super cool stats I'm proud of. The one thing that isn't on the sheet, but the stat that I got the other day from one of the analytics companies that gives me all the stats in the world was this. So follow me on this. Realtors that worked for us for all of 2019 and all of 2020, so not all the new recruits we brought in, which are going to spike your volumes, obviously, everybody that worked here in 2019 and then continued to work here in 2020. In 2019, they did $3.1 billion in volume. Those same people in 2020 did $4.1 billion in volume. That's a 33% increase year over year, with 10 or 20% of those people probably took a break because of COVID or did a lot less because of family or health issues or whatever the case may be. 10 or 20% of people had less years or just took the whole year off, and we still went up by 33% in volume with those people. That's the part that makes me so proud of what I'm going to teach you about with all of our tools and our education and our passion to make all of our agents better. If they're all getting 33% better and we're recruiting all these people, then we're continuing to grow at an awesome, awesome rate. So that's a stat that I'm really proud of. Even with taking a couple months off there with COVID, we went up, those agents went up so much year over year.